What if the world's deadliest assassins all ended up on the same high-speed train, racing across Japan, each with conflicting missions, hidden agendas, and a whole lot of baggage, both literal and emotional? Bullet Train kicks off with a melancholic beginning in Tokyo, where Yuichi Kimura, a grief-stricken father, boards the bullet train to Kyoto. His young son, Wataru, was pushed from a rooftop and now lies comatose in a hospital bed. Kimura is not here for a ride. He's on a mission of revenge, but he's not alone. Elsewhere in the city, we meet Ladybug, a skilled assassin battling anxiety and a streak of terrible luck. He's just returned to work after therapy and is hoping for a simple, bloodless job: retrieve a silver briefcase from a train and get off quietly. His handler assures him this one's easy, but as fate would have it, nothing is ever easy for Ladybug. On board the train are two more assassins, Lemon and Tangerine, cocky, bickering twins from England, fresh from rescuing the kidnapped son of the White Death, the ruthless leader of a powerful crime syndicate. They're escorting the boy back to Kyoto, along with a silver briefcase full of ransom money. But very quickly, things start to fall apart. The White Death's son mysteriously dies, poisoned without a trace of struggle. And the briefcase, stolen by none other than Ladybug. At the same time, another assassin, the Wolf, boards the train, eyes filled with rage. A silent flashback shows his wedding, a celebration turned massacre when his entire family was poisoned. He believes Ladybug was responsible. A brutal knife fight erupts in the train car, bloody, fast, and chaotic, but ends almost comically when Ladybug deflects the Wolf's blade, killing him with his own weapon. While Ladybug tries to piece together what's going on, Yuichi finds the person responsible for his son's fall, a seemingly innocent schoolgirl named the Prince. But the Prince is anything but innocent. She's cold, calculating, and dangerous. She manipulates Kimura into doing her bidding by revealing she has an accomplice watching over his son in the hospital. Any false move, and the boy dies. She even rigs his gun to explode if fired and plants a bomb inside the briefcase, all part of her larger scheme to kill her ultimate target, the White Death himself. Back on the train, Ladybug narrowly survives a fight with Lemon, who suspects him of killing the White Death's son. He drugs Lemon's water and hides the body, assuming he's handled it. But Lemon, stubborn and suspicious, wakes up later in a daze. Meanwhile, the briefcase switches hands again and again, as chaos spreads through the train like wildfire. More assassins join the fray, including the Hornet, a stealthy killer who uses a venomous snake to do her bidding. She's responsible for the mass poisoning at the Wolf's wedding and now targets Ladybug. Their clash is fast and deadly. Both are poisoned, but only Ladybug survives, injecting himself with the antidote just in time, while the Hornet dies foaming at the mouth. As tension rises, Tangerine realizes the Prince is no ordinary passenger and tries to stop her, but a twist of fate and a bullet ends his journey. Then comes a turning point. The elder Yuichi's father boards the train. He's an old warrior, once a high-ranking Yakuza boss who's seen everything. He helps Yuichi regain his resolve and reveals that the Prince's plan is unraveling. Her henchman is dead, her threats empty, and now it's time to face the real danger, the White Death. In Kyoto, the train screeches to a halt. The White Death arrives to collect his son and the briefcase, but he's in for a surprise. Ladybug tries to hand over the briefcase peacefully, unaware it's rigged to blow. The Prince reveals herself to the White Death, his estranged daughter, abandoned in childhood, now back for revenge. She urges him to shoot her with the tampered gun, but he refuses. Instead, the briefcase explodes in his hands, triggering a violent chain of events that sends everyone crashing back onto the train as it speeds forward once more, this time out of control. An epic showdown unfolds aboard the speeding train. The elder faces off against the White Death in a final katana duel. Lemon, who survived thanks to a bulletproof vest, takes on armed henchmen with a vengeance. Ladybug battles through cars filled with broken glass and loose furniture as the train derails, crashing through the streets of Kyoto in a spectacular slow-motion explosion of steel and sparks. In the aftermath, the White Death crawls from the wreckage, battered but alive. He tries to shoot Ladybug, but karma intervenes. He uses the rigged gun, and it explodes in his face, Just when it seems the danger has passed, the prince reappears, machine gun in hand, declaring herself the new boss. But fate isn't done with her yet. Out of nowhere, a fruit truck slams into her, driven by none other than Lemon, completing his revenge arc and adding the final twist in this roller coaster of a ride. And so, as the sun rises over Kyoto and the dust settles, Ladybug finally gets off the train, exhausted, bloodied, but very much alive. After all the chaos, all the twists, and all the near-death encounters, he finally catches a bit of good luck. That was Bullet Train, a wild ride full of twists, action, and dark humor. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like, share it, and subscribe to Frame by Frame for more movie recaps. See you in the next one.